System of sparring. Sparring is classified into prearranged, semi-free, free, foot technique, model sparring, and prearranged free sparring with the following subcategories. Prearranged, 3-step, alone or with a companion. 2-step sparring, 1-step sparring. Semi-free sparring, free sparring, 1 against 1, 1 against 2, 2 against 2 opponents, and other combinations. Model sparring, foot technique sparring, prearranged free sparring, 1 against 1, 1 against 2, or 1 against 3 or more opponents. Model sparring, foot technique sparring, and prearranged free sparring are practiced among black belt holders. Prearranged sparring. It is practiced, as the name denotes, under prearranged modes with various assumptions. For example, the number of steps to be taken, the target to be attacked, and the attacking tool to be used are agreed upon beforehand between the players. It is also permissible, if the instructor advises, to perform spontaneously, with attack being a surprise. Typical procedure of 3-step sparring. At the command of 3-step sparring, ready, sambo matsuki junbi, move the right foot to A from an attention stance to form a left walking stance toward B while executing a low block to B with the left forearm, shouting ya as a ready signal. At the command of commence, see shock. Move the right foot to B to form a right walking stance toward B while punching to B with the right fist. Move the left foot to B to form a left walking stance toward B while punching to B with the left fist. Repeat number 1 above. At the command of stop, goman, bring the right foot forming a parallel ready stance toward B. The defender. At the command of 3-step sparring ready, sambo matsuki junbi, shout ya as a ready signal while maintaining a parallel ready stance toward B. At the command of commence, move the right foot to A to form a left walking stance toward B while executing a side block to B with the left forearm. Move the left foot to A, forming a right walking stance toward B while executing a side block to B with the right forearm. Move the right foot to A, forming a left walking stance toward B while executing a side block to B with the left forearm. Then punch to B with the right fist, maintaining the same stance toward B. At the command of stop, or goman, bring the right foot back to a parallel ready stance toward B. Relative foot positions of practitioners. In 3-step sparring, the proper position of the foot is considered to be the primary importance for the student to familiarize himself with the correct stance as well as accurate attack and defense. In the Taekwondo system of sparring, we have various levels. There's actually 6 levels of sparring. The first is the 3-step sparring. The purpose of 3-step sparring is to teach the attacker and defender the correct distance. Obviously, without distance, the technique will be ineffective. So since we're dealing with beginner students with no previous knowledge of Taekwondo, we deal with them alone. And 3-step sparring is first performed alone. In this case, Chariot, what the attacker will do is measure to the middle part of the opponent's foot, because the attack will be middle punch with the forefist. This now is the correct distance for the attack. Okay, from here, step back, a low block, NKI. Okay. Now, The opponent, defender, will move the left foot into parallel ready stance. When he signals he's ready by shouting, the attacker will attack. Okay? So that is what we're doing now. You can step off to the side. There you go. And now we're going to do that again. You will measure. Imaginary opponent. Adjust your foot. Step back and kiap.
Kiap.
Now you will attack 3 times your imaginary opponent going forward. 1. Very good. And poro. Now let's go back again. We'll do the same thing. We'll do it 2-way. Okay, chariot. Measure. Adjust your length for the walking stance. Back again. Chariot. 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 Measure. Adjust the length only, not the width. That's right, straight back. Step back, a little block kiai.
Kia.
This indicates that she's ready to attack. The opponent now moves into his position. He indicates he's ready to attack. Here, hana. Duel. Set. Now going backwards, step back and punch. Hana. Duel. Set. And poro. Sho. Relax. Okay, now we're going to do 3-step sparring, defender roll. We start off in our attention stance, and we're going to move our left foot out into parallel ready stance. When you are ready, you will shout as indicated to your opponent that you are ready for his attack.
Kia.
Opponent is now attacking. You're going to step back with your right foot into left walking stance and the middle block within a forearm. Hana. Duel. Set. And counterattack. And poro. Sho. Relax. Come on back up. We'll do the same thing going forward and the backward. Okay. Tension stance. We'll move the left foot to parallel ready stance. Narani Jumbi Sogi. Make sure your stance is a shoulder width apart. Close a little bit more. Okay. You shout, indicating you're ready for your opponent to attack you.
Kia.
Now you'll step back. Same thing we did before. Right foot step back, and the middle block within a forearm. Hana. Duel. Set. And counterattack. Now step forward and block. Hana. Duel. Set. And counterattack. Poro. Sho. Relax. Good job. Three-step sparring can be performed with an opponent of a different height if the taller opponent utilizes a shorter stance. In the example given, the attacker uses the L stance, the defender uses a walking stance.
Type 1. Kia. Kia. Type 1. Kia. Kia. Kia.
Two-step sparring, Aibo Matsuki. The main purpose of the sparring is to acquire a mixed technique of hand and foot parts. The attacker, therefore, must use both the hands and the feet alternatively. It is, however, entirely optional whether the attacker uses the hand or the foot first. As in the case of three-step sparring, there are two methods of practice. The attack is executed only while stepping forward and the defense while stepping backward. Both the attack and the defense are executed while stepping either forward or backward. The distance between the two players is basically the same as that of a three-step sparring, though it can be flexible. Typical procedure of two-step sparring. At the command of two-step sparring ready, Aibo Matsuki Junbi. Move the right foot to A, forming a right L stance while executing a forearm guarding block. The defender takes a parallel ready stance, moving the left foot. Both attacker and defender shout "Ya" as a ready signal. Okay, the next phase in the sparring sequence, still using prearranged sparring, is a two-step sparring. Purpose of two-step sparring is to introduce the attacker and defender to using hand and foot technique. In three-step sparring, you saw the attacker strike just with hand technique for the sequence of 3, or the same foot attack for the sequence of 3. Now the attacker has the flexibility to use both hand and feet. Okay, chariot. Kongye.
Taekwondo.
Okay, step back, right L stance, forearm guarding block. And the step parallel ready stance. When you are ready, you will shout for your opponent to attack.
Kia. Kia. Hit.
Poro. Sho.
Taekwondo. Kia. Kia. Kia.
As we continue our instruction into the sparring sequence of Taekwondo, still on the prearranged sparring, is the last and most important of prearranged sparring, one-step sparring. Purpose of one-step sparring is to simulate actual combat. So the attacker must attack using a focused blow to an appropriate vital spot. The defender must adequately protect themselves and deliver a counterattack using the correct tool to the appropriate vital spot. Okay, chariot. Kongye. The attacker, parallel ready stance, Narani Junbi Sogi. The defender, parallel ready stance, Narani Junbi Sogi. When you are ready, you will shout, and then you will attack. One-step sparring, Irbo Matsuki. Virtually, this sparring is considered the most important one from the point of view that the ultimate goal of Taekwondo in real combat is to win the victory with just a single seasoned blow. As a matter of fact, it is not only exercised at all levels, but also can be used in actual situation. It is, therefore, advisable for the student to apply all techniques exclusively, including counterattack, flying attack and defense, and dodging attack, with hand or foot while flying under various assumptions. The secret of this sparring is to deliver a completely accurate, speedy, and decisive blow at the opponent's vital spot at the right time with the right weapon, while defending against the opponent's attack effectively. Typical procedure of one-step sparring. Attacker and defender take an attention stance respectively. The distance between attacker and defender can be flexible according to the technique to be used, though one full step length of stance is normal. At the command of one-step sparring ready, take a parallel ready stance, moving the right foot. The defender takes a parallel ready stance, moving the left foot. Both attacker and defender shout "Ya" as a ready signal.
Taekwondo.
Foot technique sparring. This is a symbolized form of sparring developed from the ancient Korean art of Kyakkyan and Subakgi, which mainly relied on the feet. The significance of this sparring is to promote the kicking techniques required in Taekwondo. Since both attack and defense are performed with the foot, hand techniques are not allowed to be used in this particular sparring. Both players are completely free to exchange attack and defense motions with no prearranged mode except the initial movement of the attacker, though for a brief duration, as in the case of semi-free sparring. The ready posture is optional, but both attacker and defender must shout "Ya" as a ready signal. model sparring. The primary purpose of this sparring is to show the spectator the agility and skill of the demonstrator and the physical application of every single movement. This is normally accomplished with the repetition of the same movement in a slow motion. The role of the counterpart in the demonstration is to provide a precise target upon which the demonstrator acts. The distance between the players can be adjusted freely by the demonstrator, and the counterpart executes only one blow that is prearranged during each display.
Tag one. Kia. Kia. Sit. Tag one. Kia. 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 Tag one. Sit. Kia. Déjame por. Kia. Déjame por. Kia. Ha. Déjame por. Kia.
Take one. March. Ah!
Pre-range free sparring. This is simulated free sparring. That is, the participants follow a prepared scenario that enables them to skillfully exhibit a wide variety of techniques without fear or injury. Pre-range free sparring is visually impressive and useful for introducing the Taekwondo style of fighting to an audience. At the same time, it will certainly supply students with a fine method and guideline for real Taekwondo free sparring. It is, therefore, ideal for demonstrations.
Hi, I'm Dr. Mencia, and on this section, I'm going to discuss with you some of the point systems that are employed or utilized in national and international rules. It is important that whenever you have a seminar in your area, you participate on those seminars so you stay up to date with the point system. To give you a simple example, jumping punch used to be worth 2 points. Now it's only worth 1 point as of this year. So please stay up to date with the seminar that are run around your area. We will demonstrate for you now 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 point system. Okay? The two competitors we're going to fight in position. Masoge Chumbi. Masoge Chumbi. 1 point system. Keep going. Come back. Keep going. Baro. So you can see the points are basically, as long as the person is on the floor and is attacking, it's all 1 point, and is especially employing the fist to the midsection or to the high section. Now we'll demonstrate 2 point system. Masoge Chumbi. Go. Baro. So the opponent jumping to the midsection is 2 point, 3 point system. Any of these techniques now are worth 3 points. Masoge Chumbi, Shiyak. Excellent. Now we are going to demonstrate 4 point system. In the 4 point system is also jumping techniques, but the attacker must rotate his body 180 degrees. Stop. And now 5 point system. At the 5 point, the attacker must do a rotation up in the air of 360 degrees. Masoge Chumbi. Go. If the attacker touches the floor with the glove, then it's a warning to the attacker. You must do the technique clean without touching the floor. Chariot, Konyen.
Okay, Hang, Chung, Chariot, 강해, Chariot, 강해, 맞추기 준비. 시작! 브레이크! 하초! 맞추기 준비! 계속! 하초! 항! 준비 하나! 준비! 계속! 하초! 청! 준비 하나! 준비! 계속! 초! 체리엇! 강해! 체리엇! 강해! Free sparring. In free sparring, there is no prearranged mode between the players, and both participants are completely free to attack and defend with all available means and methods.
Jenny. Jenny. Go. Hello. Go. Hello.
Hey, babe, what's up, man? What's up? Come on. Hey, babe.